Hi there, my name's Rob Clark from Learning Architects in Christchurch. Today I'd like to talk to you about a project that I'm involved in with the United Nations Association of New Zealand. I'm involved as a committee member of the Canterbury branch of the United Nations Association, and I'd like to introduce you to a new project that we're about to launch called UNwebquests.nz. Before I talk about this particular project, I'd just like to give you a quick background about what the UNANZ is. So the United Nations Association of New Zealand is the people's movement for the United Nations in our country, and our aim is to promote understanding, education and engagement in issues related to the United Nations activities. The UNA is a locally organised voluntary organisation that has chapters across New Zealand and throughout the world. And the national website is unanz.org.nz. So what is UNwebquests? So UNwebquests is a new website that has been created, and the vision for this website is to provide a new way to explore the complex issues of our times. And so it's hoped that this site will provide a really useful launching pad for educators to use with their students in both primary and secondary schools across the country. And it has a number of aims. So the aims of this particular project, firstly, are to raise awareness of the UN and its causes. Secondly, to provide some really high quality resources, learning experiences, and also to share student outcomes that educators and students come up with. And thirdly, to support educators and learners to engage in designing solutions to these complex problems of our times. So how can you be involved in this project? Firstly, visit unwebquests.nz to have a look at the web quests uploaded thus far. You have a go at using one with your class or across your school, and look at the ways in which you might be able to contribute student learning about the issues explored. And we're hoping that your students and your educators will come up with actions that you can take in your local community. So there are a number of ways that people can get involved. Firstly, as educators, you can use the resources and you can suggest topics that you may wish us to create web quests on, or you may contribute your own. As a parent or community member, you can explore the resources at home with your family. And as a student, you can also obviously explore the resources, and you can even contribute your learning to this website. So what I'd like to do now is take you to this website and give you a quick overview of what the site looks like and how it works, and give you a bit of a view for how we have started off. So the first thing to do is to type into your address bar unwebquests.nz, and that will load up this site here called United Nations Association. Now at the moment, the first web quest is a web quest about human rights, and if I click on that, that is the first web quest that we created. There's also a menu at the top, and these articles will change over time. So there's information about the site, how to get in contact, ways you can contribute, as well as particular articles that may be topical at the moment or of interest. Now, in addition, there are collections of articles which are called publications. So all of the articles that are about this site are housed in this collection called About This Site. Then we have various other topics, for example, human rights, disarmament, overcoming poverty, and we also have a growing resources collection as well. So I'm going to take you into the human rights publication, and I'll hop out of the menu and click on this article on the home page. Now, the idea of a web quest is that it's a sequence of learning that usually revolves around a particular stimulus. This might be a video, it might be an image, it might be an article. Most of these articles are using clips from YouTube that have been curated from the internet from various websites. So this particular web quest is aimed at helping learners understand what are human rights and figure out how well in their local community people may understand this concept. So the idea being is that you would watch this video, which will play straight out of YouTube, and it will give you an overview of what human rights are.
Can you tell which of these children was not born free?
Then working through the process that we've defined, and obviously we're quite interested in feedback from educators on how well these webquests work and whether or not this suggested process can be adapted or refined or improved. Usually there'll be some kind of a resource. Then there'll usually be a brainstorming session or some kind of mind mapping activity. There may be a research component, and then there may be analysis or summary type learning to do, leading up to some kind of action or sharing of your outcomes. Now, eventually we're working towards having links to the New Zealand curriculum and ideas for differentiation included in each webquest as well. You can also share these articles on various social media channels, so you can share it on Twitter or Facebook or send it to a colleague via email. Now, if I go back to the homepage, you will see if you scroll down that there are different, you can subscribe to a mailing list. Now, this mailing list will automatically update you when new webquests go live, so we'd love for you to subscribe to this mailing list and also encourage your colleagues to do the same. And also you can see that we've got a number of featured articles up here as well. So we've got guidance on how to contribute a webquest, as well as some of these particular resources that are already on the site. So we've currently got a couple of people contributing to this project, and we anticipate that the initial educators that trial these resources and webquests with their learners will be able to contribute their own webquest if they wish, but also they'll be able to get their students to contribute their learning outcomes, which we're particularly interested in. So please visit us at UNwebquests.nz. Thank you for your time.